Hello everyone! This game was a suggestion from a subscriber. This is game 11 of the Fischer Spassky 1972 World Championship match. And I think the title of the video is fitting the crime and punishment as, well, Fischer does commit a crime and Spassky does execute the punishment. But you'll see what I mean. And, Fischer's main idea for this World Championship was not to play any openings that the Soviets had prepared for. So this is game 11. Fischer went for the poison pawn variation, and this is the second time he went for it. They also played this variation in game 7 of their match, and Fischer repeated the moves in game 11. He probably had some preparation, an improvement on game 7 of his own. It's just that Spassky's improvement came much sooner than Fischer's improvement. So let's see the game. Spassky is white and Fischer is black. We have e4, c5, so the Sicilian, knight to f3, d6, d4, c captures on d4, knight captures on d4, and knight to f6, knight to c3, and now a6, the Najdorf variation. Bishop to g5, e6, f4, and now queen to b6, the poison pawn variation. Inviting Spassky to go for queen to d2 and give up the b2 pawn. So Spassky does, he plays queen to d2 and Fischer captures it. Queen captures on b2, and we have knight to b3 with ideas of trapping the queen. Fischer goes queen to a3, and in this position Spassky played bishop captures on f6. And this is where Spassky deviates from game 7. In game 7 he went for bishop to d3, and the game continued bishop to e7, Spassky castled, and Fischer had this freeing resource with h6, bishop to h4, and knight captures on e4. Spassky played knight captures on e4, and we had bishop captures on h4, so Fischer is up 2 pawns, and after a move like f5, Spassky got a very ferocious attack for the price of 2 pawns, but in the end the game ended in a draw. I will put a link in the description to this game if you want to check it out. So this time in game 11, after queen to a3, Spassky doesn't allow Fischer to go for this, and plays bishop captures on f6. G captures on f6, and now bishop to e2. Spassky is preparing bishop to h5 if Fischer allows it, but of course Fischer doesn't. h5 is played, Spassky castles, and knight to c6. Spassky plays king to h1, a useful move, getting out of the way for any future checks on this diagonal, and also if rook to g8, then rook to g1 will be an available resource. Fischer goes bishop to d7, and this is move 14. Here Spassky plays knight to b1. And this is an extremely strong move, as it prepares a very devious trap. Spassky said that he found this knight to b1 move over the board, but everybody else figured that the Soviets just found this improvement after thoroughly analyzing game 7. But Spassky did spend 20 minutes on this move 14, so you can't really prove or disprove that he did or did not find this move over the board. If he says he did, I believe the guy. Queen to b4, Fischer offers to exchange queens, and Spassky goes queen to e3. And this is a very devious move, as well. What does Fischer play here? Well, he does have to develop. His king is still in the center. And, although an enjoyable move would be, for example, bishop to h6, but this would actually be a deadly mistake, as now Spassky would play a3, and there's no place the queen can go. After queen to a4, knight to c3, and the queen is trapped. So this is very, very unpleasant for Fischer. So after this a3 move, Spassky would have to play Fischer would have to play something like after this a3 move, Fischer would have to play something like bishop captures on f4. And after Spassky captures that, queen captures on f4. Now Spassky isn't protecting b6. Fischer could play queen to b6, and this would result in Spassky being up a piece, and this is completely winning. So after this queen to e3 move, queen to a3 move, queen to e3 move, as Fischer saw that his queen would be trapped, he played d5. Maybe a better approach would be first knight to e7 and then d5. But this is how Fischer decided to do it, as if he plays knight to e7, then after a3 he can go queen a4 and then queen to c6 to protect his queen. But okay, Fischer went for d4, d5. We have e captures on d5, and now knight to e7. And what do you play here as Spassky? Well, you don't really want to capture this pawn. If d captures on e6, then f captures on e6, and this is perfectly okay for Fischer. Fischer might be even better here. So after knight to e7, Spassky went for c4. We have knight to f5, attacking Spassky's queen. Queen to d3 is played, h4, and now bishop to g4, attacking the knight, threatening to triple Fischer's pawns. Fischer plays knight to d6, not allowing it, and we have knight 1 to d2. Fischer plays f5, and now, well, this f5 is definitely an idea gone wrong. Fischer plays f5, attacking Spassky's bishop on g4, and Spassky plays now a3, attacking Fischer's queen on b4. Fischer plays queen to b6, and now Spassky pushes c5, attacking both the queen and the knight on d6. We have queen to b5, offering to exchange queens, but here Spassky plays queen to c3. And now, well, this knight is still attacked on d6, and well, here's where Fischer goes for it. He plays f captures on g4, and we have a4 now. And now Fischer's queen is definitely trapped. And it might be that this is, well, some move that Fischer missed, but it might be that he was actually going for this queen sacrifice. So Fischer plays h3. Spassky, of course, captures the queen, a captures on b5, and we have h captures on g2 with check. King captures on g2 and rook to h3, now attacking the queen. And the first time I saw this game, I thought, well, okay, this is definitely some brilliant attack by Fischer. You know, he has this nice rook on h3, probably moves like knight a5 to e3 check are coming, and probably something, well, maybe a queenside castle, and then after this other rook joins the attack, this will be overwhelming. But it wasn't really like that. Spassky played queen to f6. As Fischer's knight is still attacked, he plays knight to f5, threatening knight to e3 check, but Spassky disregards this. He plays c6, attacking Fischer's bishop on d7. And Fischer played bishop to c8. You don't really achieve anything by going for knight e3 check, because after king to g1, you can't really capture the rook, as you will lose both this bishop with check and this knight, so this is losing material, and Fischer is already down material. And well, after c6, he went bishop to c8. We have d captures on e6, f captures on e6, and rook f to e1. And this king in the center of the board is, well, it's too hard to play this. Fischer played bishop to e7, attacking Spassky's queen on f6, and Spassky just played rook captures on e6, and in this position Bobby Fischer resigned the game. So, although it was a pretty convincing victory in the match, this game 11 definitely went to Spassky. Well, Fischer doesn't really have anything to do here. If you capture the rook, bishop captures on e6, you get queen captures on e6, threatening, well, everything, this knight on f5, and if you play something like knight to e3 check, king to g1, what do you play here? If you capture, queen captures, you lose a rook, and well, it's just too unpleasant of a position to play. So after this, rook captures on e6. Where is the rook captures on e6? Sorry. After rook captures on e6, Fischer resigned the game. So yeah, that's game 11. I do hope you enjoyed it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. I would like to thank Mano Balasubramani and Fate Boost Video Services for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you soon, guys.